I think at this junction, I should thank two technology partners, Google and YouTube, for helping us to come together on one platform where we don't have to travel for a long distance. And I can sit in my home and I can share my experience and information with you, and you at the convenience of your own place, you can watch and learn something in your life. So for those, all of you who have come here, we are now here at the live webinar training on how to breathe correctly. My name is Murali, happiness coach and author. Some of you may know me, some of you may not know me. It's very happy to have you for this session. We will start in another 30 seconds time. We will wait for some more people to join us, and so that they also get benefited. And some of the simple ground rules of a webinar. If you're attending webinar for the very first time, the whole webinar runs based on the internet speed and the bandwidth. Just in case something happens in between, do not get panicked. I will come back live again onto the screen. If at all my internet speed goes down, but generally it doesn't happen. And depending upon the speed of your internet and your receiving capability, you may either see me perfectly speak, my lips syncing with my words, or little bit of delay can also possible. So you have to kindly adjust. The whole. Okay, so let's begin. And my sincere and warm thanks, humble thanks to each and one of the viewers of this webinar, live, or if you're going to watch it later on the recorded session. Thank you very much for joining for this How to Breathe Correctly, this live webinar training by me today. Today, this is the first Google Hangout webinar which I'm doing on a large scale of connecting to the wider audience. Generally, I used to do one-to-one, and it's a very small scale one-on-one coaching. But today, I'm planning to experiment and learn something new in my life of applying this technology of how I can share my experience and knowledge to the whole world itself. So thank you very much for joining this webinar today. Before we get into how to breathe, let me share with you a very simple story of a Zen master and a samurai. Now, the samurai was really interested to understand what is enlightenment, and he wants to really achieve enlightenment. So somebody told that there is a Zen master in the deep forest who lives in a small hut, and if you go and ask him, he can give you the enlightenment. So this samurai went all the way with his entire team and went to the Zen master. He was in a deep meditation. And he waited for some time until the Zen master can get up. And once he came out of his meditation, the samurai asked him, "Master, I want to learn how to get enlightenment. Can you teach me?" And the Zen master looked him up. "You want enlightenment? Okay, come with me." So he took the Zen master took the samurai to the nearby lake and dragged him into the lake, and just held his neck and just showed his neck into the water. And he was deep buried into the water, and he was panicking and jumping and screaming and shouting. The legs were shivering and the hands were shaking in every angle because he was panting for his own breath. And he didn't leave the samurai there. He was just holding on, continuously pressing into the water. At the last moment, where that could be the last breath of the samurai, he just released the hand, and the samurai just came out of the water. Yeah, he asked, "Master, why did you do this to me? I came here to get an enlightenment." And the Zen master looked at him and asked him, "When you were deep inside that water, tell me, what were you thinking? What do you really want?" And the samurai looked at him and said, "I just need air to breathe." And the Zen master said, "If you really want enlightenment so badly like that air to breathe, then come back." Now, every breath in our life is so important that if the next breath doesn't go inside you, you know what will happen. You know what you're called as the next minute. That important is breathing in our life. When you buy a fridge or an air conditioner or a washing machine, they used to give you a user manual. Even for all the iPhones and latest gadgets, every gadget now carries a user manual. So if you don't understand how to operate it, you just have to look at this manual there where you understand. But when we were born, there is no human user manual for this human machine. We have to go through in life, experience it to understand and uncover how to use this machine. Before we go on to how to breathe properly, let's understand why it is important in life. Because we all know that if you do not breathe, there are various health disorders that are associated with that. More than the health, physical disorders, a lot of mental, cognitive dissonance are also connected directly with the lack of breathing properly. If have you experienced many a time that you're really irritated and frustrated and you don't know what to do in life? And you have complete lack of focus. You don't know what to do. You're stuck. Before we go on, and you're completely in emotionally imbalanced state. Why have you gone through such situations? Because we all know. And whenever you have seen anybody getting angry, have you seen them how they breathe badly? The speed in which they breathe. So everything is boiled down to one particular action in human life. Breathing. Let me share with you how did I ended up in talking about breathing. 10 years ago, I met my teacher, Dr. Brian Tracy, in one of the seminars in Chennai. And, he's one of the world's best. He's my mentor and teacher. And I've learned a lot from my teacher. Thank you very much, teacher. At this juncture, let me pay gratitude to my management guru, Dr. Brian Tracy. In that one seminar, when you attend Dr. Brian Tracy's seminars, he will be throwing $1 million ideas. He will be shooting continuously one after another. Generally we attend a lot of seminars, we take a lot of notes, and what will happen to the notes? We just go and put the notes in the shelf in our house. Only the shelf develops, the self doesn't develop. But on that day, he mentioned one key important thing for success, that the difference between a successful person and a non-successful person is the successful person always takes action. So that day I decided to take one action from my teacher, that he said that why don't you create something called a vision chart? And I created a vision chart of my life, and that day I changed my whole life changed after the vision chart. So I started my own training and training consultancy and started my own company. You're a new trainer, so obviously you had full of energy and passion and knowledge. So you jumped around across the globe, started traveling everywhere, sharing all the training knowledge that you want to share with the whole world. So that day I decided to. But during the course of training, during that day of training, I think many of the trainers, if you're watching this, you will agree with me. That particular day, really the participants are really kicked, they are really excited, they are really motivated on that particular day, due to various reasons, not just because it is an off day officially, but at the same time they're really motivated. But I was more curious to know what will happen after a week's time. Will they go and apply? How much they are applying and how much of transformation happens? Because I moved into training industry and coaching industry because I want to see transformation in people, and that gives me immense satisfaction and happiness in my life. I was very curious to know how much transformation happens with these people. But at that time, I understood that they are only grabbing knowledge. The world's best knowledge they're grabbing. They go to one seminar, to training, to workshop. They keep hopping on to various programs. They're only grabbing knowledge. And they have hardly applied and put in action in their life. So I was more curious to know what is stopping them in not taking action. Because they are getting the best of the best information and knowledge from the world's best coaches and trainers like me, but why are they not taking action? So during the course of this journey, I was continuously thinking of why are they not taking action? And then I found out that there is one particular part in my neuroscience learning and journey. I understood that there is a specific area in the brain called the prefrontal cortex. That is this area of the brain. It's called the prefrontal cortex. And neuroscience, we always say this is the executive center of the brain. And this place, this particular spot in your brain is responsible for each and every executive functions in your life, at your corporate world, your business life, right from planning to thinking and inhibition of thoughts, and even your short-term memory, decision-making, analytical thinking, each and everything. Even if you want to take action in your life, it has to go from here. So that piece of information was really interesting. And with my 30 years of yoga and meditation experience, I understood how much important is breath in our life. And, I chanced upon to study neurofeedback and biofeedback. And I started testing a lot of managers and business owners and professionals on how many times they breathe, how deep are they breathing. And in this due course of time, I was asking one simple question, that when you breathe in, does your tummy come out or goes in? Do you know the answer? Do you know does it comes out? Why don't you just take a test? Put your hands on your tummy right now. Take a nice deep breath in.
And I chanced upon to study.
Breathe out slowly and completely.
And I started.
And tell me whether your tummy came out or went in as you inhaled. You don't have to tell me right now because it's a live webinar happening. But generally, 50% of them gave me the wrong answer. And the wrong answer is when you inhale, the tummy goes in, which is the wrong answer. When you inhale, the tummy has to come out. 25% of the managers and leaders across the globe gave me the right answer. And 25% of them, like many of you said, I have no clue. I just feel my shoulders moving, that's it. So that one key question changed my whole approach towards training and helping people. When you do not know how to breathe correctly, when you are doing an improper way of breathing, there is no oxygen supply happening to this portion of the brain which is responsible for your each and every action in your life, your executive functions in your life, your ability to take action in your life, and that part is not getting enough oxygen. By the way, do you know how many times you breathe per minute? On an average Indian is breathing between 14 to 20 times a minute.
When you do not know how.
But our ancient ancestors in this country, they shared a great secret. To achieve peak performance in our life, become more productive in our life, and stay healthy, always in a state of well-being, all you have to do is in 1 minute, you have to take only 5 breaths a minute. Just 5 breaths a minute. Yeah, 1 inhale and 1 exhale with 1 breath. And 5 breaths a minute is absolutely sufficient to achieve peak performance and productivity and immense health and well-being. But as I was testing with various managers, I found one shocking discovery that almost many managers and leaders and many individuals are not breathing correctly. Let me share with you some of the one particular graph which I used to test it. Let me put it on your screen. Okay, you will see a PowerPoint in that and you can see it on your screen right now. Let me share it with you. Now, if you are able to see the screen over here, you can see that with using an HeartMath biofeedback tool, I used to measure every breath of the managers and leaders. And if you can able to see the screen, and it's a graph which shows about an head of operations of an organization. The name is not disclosed. He breathes 22 breaths a minute, and his average heart rate variability, which we talk about, that's the function of how much amount of depth of oxygen that goes into the brain, is only 2. And you can see a lot of peaks here. And these peaks talks about the amount of stress inside his body, and his average heart rate is 115, and his brain's non-synchronous, that is, this is called the non-coherence of the brain, which is 85%. Now, this is how people are actually, let me come back to the video over here. I hope you can see me live back again. This is how people are breathing right now, and with the help of these neurofeedback and biofeedback tool, I used to measure these managers and leaders. I'm quite surprised to see that the way they breathe is completely haphazard, really scary sometimes. 22 breaths a minute, and they're like an emotional volcano. They don't have any clue why they behave. Even a drop of a pin, they scream and shout at their subordinates and employees and colleagues and partners. They have no idea. And the heart is pounding at 115 right now. All we have to do is just slow down the number of breaths per minute. And as I was testing with some 20,000 people across the globe, I found that successful people breathe very slowly and deeply. It's just not the number of breaths which is important. It is also how deep you breathe. Successful people breathe slowly and deeply. On an average, I've seen successful managers and leaders are breathing on an average of 8 to 9 breaths per minute. And with that 8 to 9 breaths per minute, they were able to achieve phenomenal success and happiness in their life. They were able to achieve a lot of money by breathing slowly and deeply in their life. So the key to success, if you really want to achieve success, if you really want to achieve a lot of happiness, if you want to achieve a lot of money, and if you really want to achieve good health, the simple secret is learn to breathe slowly
On an average, I think
This will help to, this one action, if you have mastered and you practice it regularly, then it becomes your way of living. Your whole life changes. I can guarantee on that because I am a living proof for that. My whole life in the last 1 decade has phenomenally changed 360 degrees. Today I'm able to share the stage with a lot of great masters and gurus in the world and able to help and transform thousands of people across the globe. That's because of this one key quality. That's the reason today I run only a workshop called Breath at Work. That's the only program which I run nowadays. We are using the breath. I help managers, leaders, entrepreneurs, homemakers of how they can align the number of breaths per minute to their peak performance and productivity. I will talk about this breath at work at the end of this seminar. I may even sell this course to you at the end of it. But let's get on to the course right now, because so it's very important that you have to learn how to breathe slowly and deeply. So knowing this, knowing the importance of breathing slowly and deeply, are you ready right now to practice one small, slow and deep breathing exercise along with me? Are you ready for that? So if you're ready, just sit straight. Just get yourself comfortable wherever you're seated right now. I'm going to show a video on the screen right now. I hope you will be able to see the video. And in the video, you will see one ball rising up and the ball drops down. So as the ball ascends, slowly inhale along with the ball. And when the ball descends, slowly exhale along with the ball. When the ball again ascends, slowly inhale, and as the ball descends, slowly exhale. That's it. It's a very simple visualization, breathing meditation, I can say. So keep your focus on to the screen. Maybe depending upon what kind of a screen you are, what way, how you are viewing this particular webinar, in your mobile or your iPad or in your desktop, that the size of the video may become smaller. But pay attention so that it's easy for you to practice. And this particular video which I'm going to show you will be available after the session. It will be available in my YouTube channel. So for your daily practice also, you can either download it and use it, or you can just come back to my channel and practice this meditation. So are you ready to practice a 1 minute deep abdominal breathing exercise? Okay, that's nice.
Mobile or your iPad or in your desktop, that the size of the video may be smaller, but pay attention so that it's easy for you to practice. And this particular video which I'm going to show you,
1 minute, you know, this is a technology, so I'm still learning.
So for your daily practice also,
I have no clue how this works, and it takes a little time for me to learn. Okay, now let me share with you
deep abdominal breathing
a very simple meditation process.
That's nice.
One minute, you know, this is the technology, so I'm still learning. Okay, so as usual, technical glitches. That's the reason we always say that do not rely on technology too much. Let me try and pull out the video for you so that you can easily watch this video. That's nice. Okay, so let me show the video over here in YouTube. Just a minute, let me share it on your screen so that it's easy for you to have a look at this. I hope you can see the screen right now. It's called visual breathing meditation. And if you are able to hear me, and you can see it on the screen, that there is a small round bubble which going up. And I would request you to inhale as the ball goes up.
Okay, so let me show
And slowly start exhaling as the ball descends down. And now slowly inhale. And as you inhale, keep your attention and focus at the tip of the nose. And as you exhale now, as the ball descends, feel the warm air at the tip of the nose.
And you can see it on the screen.
Now as the ball goes up, slowly inhale, slowly and deeply, along with the ball it rises, and feel the chillness. And as the ball drops down, exhale slowly and deeply,
Down.
feel the warm air. And as you inhale, feel the chillness.
Inhale, keep your attention and focus at the tip of the nose.
Going up and slowly and steadily
Feel the
exhale.
warm air at the tip of the nose. Now as the ball goes up, slowly inhale, slowly and deeply.
This video is available in my YouTube channel, so whenever you need, you can come back to this particular video and you can practice the deep breathing meditation. Okay, so let's get back to the video.
And as you inhale, feel the chillness.
Okay, so I hope you're able to see the video in my YouTube. I just showed you the live YouTube channel video itself in my link. So you can go back to this particular to my YouTube channel, Coach Murali, and you can view this whole this breathing meditation. It's a visual meditation. There's another way of practicing it is through an audio practice, which I will share with you at the end of this. I'm going to play a music from my mobile phone right now, and tell me whether you're able to follow. There are two sounds you will hear. I hope you will be able to hear the sound. And there are two notes are there, one twang, and then one more twang slowly starts increasing. Now these are two sounds. If you are an auditory person, you can understand the world only with sound. This is a good meditative. This is also a very good breathing meditation practice. Now, how do we do this? It's very simple. There are two beats that you will hear. One twang and then another twang. It's a sitar music. And as you hear the first beat, slowly and steadily start inhaling without any break. There's no break. It's a continuous inhalation process. So slowly inhale, and when you hear the next beat, slowly along with the beat, gradually and slowly exhale. And with the next beat, slowly inhale. So this is a very simple practice that you can actually download this music. People who are watching this live, please send an email to me at coachmurali@gmail.com, coachmurali@gmail.com. I will share with you my contacts at the end. You can send an email to me. I will send you the download link of this music along with the YouTube link of the breathing meditation. You can practice whichever you are comfortable with. Maybe if you are a visual person, you can put the video on the screen and you can practice 1 minute meditation, breathing meditation. Or you like to do regularly, my simple recommendation to you is download this audio file, which I'm going to share with you through email. And you can just download the music and simple instructions. Practice it regularly for the next 30 days, I hope. But before going into 30 days, tell yourself that I will practice for 1 day. That is true. Just keep your mind only for that I will practice it for today. Okay? So don't get yourself too much pressurized and saying that, oh, Murali said that we have to practice for 30 days. Just practice it for 1 day. If that day is over, then practice it for the next one. Now, you have to practice this breathing meditation early in the morning. As soon as you get up, brush your teeth, you want to have your coffee, tea, smoothie, whatever you want, just have it. And then lie down on the floor or a bed, whichever you're comfortable. And you have to play this music only through your earphones. If you're going to use your MP3 player of your phone, put your phones in an airplane mode or flight mode so that nobody will disturb you by calling, because generally it happens. Whenever we want to do something good, only people will call us and disturb us. And if your mobile data is on or Wi-Fi is on, all the WhatsApp messages in the morning start pinging. So it's better that you put your mobile in flight mode and practice this using the earphones. You have to lie down. The music will run for 5 minutes. And you have to practice this breathing for 5 minutes. And if you practice this particular music, which I'm sharing with you, is perfectly tuned for 8 minutes. Sorry, 8 breaths per minute. So if you do for 5 minutes, technically 40 breaths you are taking. And if you are able to complete this 40 breaths, let me tell you, the whole day you will be filled with lots of energy. You will be completely fresh and attentive. Sometimes many a times as you practice, many of my students come back and tell me that throughout the day, again and again my awareness came back to my breathing. And let me tell you a big secret over here. Whenever your awareness comes to your nose or about your breath, you can only take 5 minutes. A deep breathing. You can't take a shallow breathing. So the more you practice, the more you will become aware throughout the day. Probably today you are an 18 breath per minute or a 20 breath per minute person.
And
As you practice regularly the 8 breath music,
many times,
slowly, from 18 you will come to 15 and then to 12 and then to
again and
10.
again,
I'm just sharing with you a very simple technique which is easy for you to practice. I'm not talking about very highly advanced technique of breathing through one nose and then releasing it through the other. According to me, they are little advanced technique. We call this in yoga as Nadi Shodhana practice. Still it's a very advanced pranayama practice. For me, slow and deep abdominal breathing, if this can be perfected as the foundation of your life, your whole life changes automatically. So I hope I hope you will sincerely practice this particular technique which I'm going to share, which I just share it with you. You can just shoot an email and I will share with you the link for your download practice. Okay? You can also give it to your spouse, your children. If the children practice, the amazing concentration and memory develops for them. And they become little calm. They don't get tense. So if you really want, looking out for de-stressing yourself, instant de-stress, you want to achieve peace and relaxation in your life. If you really want to achieve better clarity in your head, too much of thoughts running in your head, you want to just slow down. This is the first step towards that.
Share with you the link for your download. Also give it your.
I hope you will practice. Okay, I sincerely hope and believe that whoever is watching this video will sincerely practice. That's the mission in my life right now. That to help 1 billion people to slow down the breathing rate to 8 breaths per minute, 7 or 8 breaths per minute. If 1 billion people can slow down the breathing rate, I can promise you that the whole world will become more peaceful, more relaxed, and human beings can slow down a little bit. If they slow down, there are enough aspects of life which people are fighting across the globe. Violence and rape and terrorism, everything can be brought down. The world can be more peaceful. Maybe this generation has to invest that particular time and energy, thereby the next generation, our children and grandchildren, they live in a world which is absolutely healthy. Will you practice? Because if you practice, your children will practice. Because children learn only if they slow down by role modeling their parents. So my request to each and every viewer over here is to sincerely practice. And that's the reason why I'm sharing this in the webinar, because if you really want to take action in your life, you need to supply oxygen over here. Because I'm for sure that since you're watching a webinar or a video, you are interested to learn more continuously in your life. And since you're learning, you're going to grab a lot of knowledge in your life. So, if you do not know how to apply the knowledge, it's a burden in your life. Extra knowledge is a garbage and burden. So let's learn how to apply the knowledge in our life. And the first key for that is to breathe slowly.
And that's the reason why.
So will you practice? Okay, that's nice. So let me share with you my course which I'm just going to start, which I have this particular week, coming up in this week. So let me just share it with you. Give you some basic information and details about my course. If you're interested, you can just join me for this course. This course is called Breath at Work, which I'm going to run this particular program on next Saturday. There's up next Saturday, 25th of April at Chennai, in a venue called Hotel. And this program is going to run between 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's an amazing, I should not say it's an amazing because it's my program or it's my course. Though I do not claim any copyright ownership, I just trademarked only the name so that I can offer this program in a right way. This is purely a scientific program where I measure the breath, and according to the job profile, the whole breath is aligned. I share a lot of interesting techniques in this particular seminar. And it's a 6-hour program, and it's a foundation course which I say. And in this program, if you participate, and I'm going to share with you 3 formal practices and 14 informal practices of how you can apply breath in your life, in your day-to-day life. Even if you're just traveling in a lift, what you can do. When you're traveling in your car or public transport, what you can do with your breath. Before you get into your boss cabin, how you can use your breath to influence your boss. Or even if you want to influence somebody, your customer, or even your spouse, How can you use your breath to influence? How can you make faster decision with your breath? I'm going to share with you 3 formal practices. These practices may range from 5 minutes to maximum of 12 minutes of practice. The informal techniques are going to range from 5 seconds to maximum of 10 seconds, these informal practices. So I believe that you have 5 seconds in your life and you can invest 5 seconds for your own breath. And so this is what you're going to learn in this particular course, and this course is happening the upcoming next Saturday, 25th April at Chennai. And there is a course fee along with this, along with food and breakfast, the dinner and course material. The course fee is 4,500 rupees per participant. Today is the last day for the crazy bird prize. The early bird prize got over. There's no more seats available for that. So if you're interested, you can just shoot an email to coachmurali@gmail.com and register it today. Instead of 4,500, I can offer to all the participants who are live participants for the webinar at 4,000 rupees. It's a 500 rupees discount. And not only that, people who are going to attend this seminar, I'm going to give this particular, my best-selling book called Mindfulness Miracle. Right now it's selling very well in Amazon. And I'm going to give you, each and every participant, the audio program of this whole book itself. The whole audio book, I'm going to offer it as a free bonus to all the participants who are coming on that particular day. So, friends, the key here is simple. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is the former take action. So my request to each and one of you is, you have learned something new. I believe that you have learned something new in your life, that how much important is the number of breaths per minute, how slow and how deep you take determines your life, because quality of your life, the quality of your breath determines the quality of your life. So just to before I close the seminar, this is my contact details. This is my phone number, and my email ID is Coach Murali, COACH, Coach MURALI, Murali @gmail.com. You can just shoot an email. You can also share your feedback of today's video, today's webinar. If you're watching it live, or if you're watching the recorded version, you can still send me an email. I will still I will still give you the audio track of the breathing practice. Okay, it's my commitment, because that's my mission in my life right now. So let's get back to the video. My phone number and my email ID. So thank you very much for investing your valuable time and energy for the last 40 minutes. I think approximately we are now at 40 minutes. 40 minutes have gone, and thank you very much for investing your time. I hope I shared one key element in my life, and I hope it was very useful for each and one of you today. And if you have any questions, you can just click, there's something called question and answer button over here. So if you have any questions, you can actually shoot your questions over here. Since we have little more time, we can I can answer any of your questions. We have 5 more minutes. If you have any questions, you can just ask me any question. I'll be happy to share with you any question. I hope I shared one. Any questions from all the viewers? I hope it was very useful. You can't, you have to only chat, you have to only type in the box, and I can see the question, and then I can pick up the question and answer your question. Because you can't talk to me, because your audio is muted. I can answer any of your questions. We have 5 more minutes. Some common questions. Nobody is, I think you are still, many of us are learning this technology, including me. Okay, I'm also using this technology. The one common question people have asked me is, Murali, you're asking to breathe slowly and deeply. Today is full of pollution. Everywhere it's full of pollution. Do you still recommend us to breathe slowly and deeply? Because the practice which I share with you, do it in your house. Your audio is muted. And more you start practicing in your house, your breathing rate will slowly come down. That's a guarantee, I can tell you. The more you practice, the more is the benefit you're going to see. And every time you become aware of your breathing, it's like adding $1 into your account. So that's the change that happens. So remember, the human machine is an amazing machine, and it has filters to remove unwanted air into the lungs. The human machine is absolutely a brilliant design, and I can promise you, guarantee you, When you do deep and slow breathing, slow and deep breathing, you will feel healthy. You will feel prosperous.
Every time you become
You will
aware of
feel
your breathing,
absolutely successful and happy. That I can guarantee.
that's
One small happiness technique before we leave this webinar today, that it's a very shortest lazy meditation, that whenever you feel angry, upset, irritation, frustrated, whenever you are, okay, just bring your attention to the tip of the nose. Take one nice deep breath in. Keep your awareness at the tip of the nose. Feel the chillness that goes inside. And then slowly breathe out. And feel the warm air coming out. If you can just do it for one breath. It's called one breath meditation. The most laziest meditation in the world is this. Just one breath. If you can invest even one breath meditation every 1 hour,
angry,
the whole
upset,
life
irritation,
will
frustration,
change.
whenever you are.
That's the guarantee I can say. That's the promise I can say. Okay. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for sharing your valuable time and energy for the last 45 minutes. And I hope this particular seminar was of valuable use to you. Please share your feedback with me. Please share, you can share your valuable comments, and if you want to get connected with me, you can always get connected. And my email ID, which I've already shared with you, coachmurali@gmail.com. And do not remember, there is a workshop coming up, Breath at Work, on 25th of April, Saturday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you're interested, please do send me an email. I'll share with you some more information, which will be of great help to you. So thank you very much. And with this, we complete this webinar, and you can sign off from this webinar. Thank you very much.